So finally, I have a chance to make a coffee, sit down and finish this video, which I filmed over 12 months ago, I reckon, now. And yeah, it's just a little bit of a look in the day of the life of a pop-up week for us. We are Little Bakes and Blooms, and we're located in the main street here, the main street in Moonta, South Australia. We're a florist and a pop-up bakes shop, and the shop has changed a little bit since this. Obviously it's been a little while, so yeah, the shop's changed a little bit. That's me there. I'm the cook. I cook, and as well as that, I'm a full-time shift worker, so I struggle for time all the time, so I don't get to be in the kitchen as much as I would like, but this is certainly where I love to be. So this is the Friday. The pop-up was the following day on the Saturday, and which is fairly sort of standard for us, although the last few we've had them on a Sunday, which we find has worked really well for us. Generally we are closed on a Sunday, but we've opened just to have the bakes in the morning, which has been really good. So yeah, we sort of started, we've been here at our shop now for 2.5 years, I think. They're just some little cheesecakes which I'm demoulding, and yeah, it's going really well. I could really do with an extra pair of hands, but yeah, with my sort of baking schedule and whatever, it's a little bit hard to have someone else there. So that's all right. I'm managing, getting better at sort of getting things sorted out. But yeah, so I do. So this is the Friday, like I said, and this is when I do all the actual baking the day before. Through the week, I've sort of done as much prep as I can for little bits and pieces. That coffee is not for me, by the way. That's to go in the chocolate cupcakes. Not to make them taste like coffee, just to bring out the chocolate flavour. Makes it a lot more rich. So yeah, the baking you'll see in this video is mainly cupcakes. There's a few other bits and pieces, but and I don't do as many cupcakes anymore. I think in this video I do about 6 or 8 dozen of them, 6 maybe. So yeah, we still have them in the shop, but just not as many, and that's because I'm not bored of them. That's just they don't really challenge me anymore, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And as was the plan right from the beginning, I've branched out into other things, and that's to keep sort of my own interest and to keep our customers' interest, to have new products. So yeah, while we still do have a few cupcakes in the shop, they are scaled back just so I can focus on other things and get more products out as often as I can. So look at them, they are monsters, those. And those 3 there, so that batter never makes 24, although last week for the first time ever, it proved me wrong. I did get 24, but yeah, generally it never makes 24. Does my head in. So another product so cupcakes we've had from the beginning, and have nothing against cupcakes. I love a good cupcake, that is. There are plenty of not so good cupcakes out there, but when done well, they are delicious. Macarons we've done from the beginning as well, and they are, having said that, they're not in the shop all the time, just because they are themselves so time consuming. Yeah, and it took me probably, that's my wife there, she doesn't know I'm filming, she does now. Lunchtime obviously for her. What was I saying? Macarons, yes. So they probably took me 2 years, I think, to kind of get them consistent. and then probably another year after that to really get them down pat, I reckon. But even now, I still have issues with them. Like last week, I did have them in the shop, but the 2 batches I got out, or did I do 3 batches? Were fine, but earlier in the week, the other 2 batches were not awesome. And that was just due to the moisture content in the eggs, I reckon. Were giving me issues. Plus, I was rushing around a bit because I was busy. So here, speaking of macarons, these ones I made, I don't know how long before this, but for some reason I wasn't happy with them and I just put them in a container and threw them in the fridge. But looking at them now, they're actually pretty perfect. So I don't actually know what my issue was. Well, I know what it is. It's a perfectionist. It's not, I'm my own worst enemy, but they actually look pretty good. So I don't know what my issue was with those, but they never actually got in the shop. So the cupcakes are done, I reckon. I think that's all of them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Must have done 6 dozen. I don't know. So I don't get to... Oh yeah, this is obviously lunchtime for me, so they're all done. So once I do the majority of my baking, and that's me giving myself permission to have lunch. So I don't get to do any made-to-order stuff, which I have done in the past, because it's one or the other. I either do baking for the shop or baking for orders. I can't do both, and because we've got the shop, we need to have obviously stuff in the shop. So as much as I would love, that's Rocky Road there, and one of my least favourite things in the world is cutting Rocky Road. It does my head in. So yeah, I just can only really focus on the shop cooking at this point in time, as much as I'd love to be able to do both. This is the bonus though of cutting Rocky Road. I get those bits. Chocolate is by far my most favourite thing in the world. Cooking with it, on the other hand, also really tests me. School's out. It's my daughter. Generally, there are no kids. Dad's shop kitchen is a kid-free zone. Apart from time to time, I'll let them in. They don't have anything to do with the cooking, but folding a few cupcake boxes, yes. Here I'm just making some fruit goo, I reckon. So yeah, as well as a perfectionist, control freak, this guy. Yeah, I had to remake this fruit coulis because I threw one out, which I had only just made, in the fridge because I completely forgot I made it and then thought it was an old one, so turfed it. There are all the fillings. So we've got lemon curd, strawberry coulis, mixed berry coulis, salted caramel. I don't know what that one was. These are just toppings for the date truffles, I reckon, which I'm about to dip along with the strawberries in chocolate. So yeah, life is busy. So the bakes are offered in the shop pretty irregularly. We advertise on our social media, Instagram and Facebook, and our website when there's going to be an upcoming pop-up. And I really do try to get them as regularly as possible. So obviously I'm done for the day here, so cleaning the floor. Love a clean kitchen for the next day. Bright and early. So this is the pop-up day. So early start for me. Best time of the day. So I'm kind of really just at my happiest when I can just be in a kitchen, there's no one around, it's just me, crank the tunes and get my bake on. Everything goes on, heat the oven up. Take all the buttercreams out, take the cupcakes out. If I'm only doing a couple dozen cupcakes, then I'll cook them the morning of the pop-up. More recently, that's what's happening. Cup of tea, first thing in the morning, and just pondering how much and am I going to get all this work done before we open. And it's always down to the wire. I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I think 5 or 6 hours should be plenty, but something always goes wrong, guaranteed. There's always a curveball that I don't see coming. Like here, where I put the buttercream in the microwave just to soften for way too long, and it became, well, just cream again. But you can get it back. New York cookies, this is what I'm getting ready for here. They're something we've done pretty much from the beginning as well. So that was something that sort of became popular a few years ago now. And I've just stuck with them because, I mean, they're still popular. Yeah, they're just a bit of a standard we have in the shop. They always sell out, so. And there's something, so you cook them from frozen, that's why they're in bowls there. Not just because I prepare them before time, but just because they keep their form, so they're like a big chunky cookie, so you want them to kind of hold their shape, so you cook them from frozen. And I think I only made those a day or two before anyway, so. Because I'm never that organised to cook them that far in advance. They're Biscoff ones, the ones before that were Nutella. And here, so a lot of our cupcakes have a filling in the middle, so I'm just using an apple corer there to take the middle of the cupcake out before the fillings go in, and that would be a strawberry coulis, I reckon. Cookies are done. So I can never really relax until there's something out there in the cabinet that I know I've got to sell. See, a job like this I could definitely get someone else to do. Would be handy. Little bits and pieces. Yeah. Yeah, that's gone everywhere. So yeah, filling them up with the strawberry coulis. And piping. And all this is just practice. Like, anyone can do this. It's just practice. It's just finding the right recipe that works for you, that you stick with. Like, there's no need to go. Once you've sort of got your standard buttercream, your standard recipes for your cupcakes, and they work and they're good, stick with them. You don't need to reinvent the wheel all the time. But that does certainly take time. So I use Swiss meringue buttercream, which is by far the best. That one there is almost like a whipped chocolate ganache. Just sets a bit firmer. But yeah, Swiss meringue buttercream I find is the best. It's a little bit, it's not difficult to make, it's just a little bit time consuming. Cookies are done, out in the cabinet. And, oh yep, truffles. In the cabinet. Important to check how they're looking. And then I think here, yeah, I just needed a break. Sun's up, obviously. Needed a break, so I thought I'd do the sandwich board. And then, yeah, nah. Back to what I should be doing. It's a bit of a killer on your back baking, I will admit. There's lots of standing and bending and these ones are caramel mud, I reckon. Then I'm just putting some buttercream on to stick the little mini cheesecakes to their little cake boards. To be perfect, of course. Coffee time. Yep, checking that time and trying to figure out how I'm going to get it all done. Having a break, and we're doing price tags now. Cupcakes are done. So how many did I say? Yeah, I must have done 6 dozen. And I forgot to film it when the cabinet was full. Did it when it was empty and it was sold out. But yeah, oh well, next time. So that just gives you a bit of a look. Yeah, at us, Little Bakes and Blooms.